This video is going to be sort of a dual purpose type of thing. It's going to be a reaction video, but also just a short mini recap of my time away. I am finally back home. It's good to be trying to settle back into the routine now. I've got quite a bit of work that I need to take care of, several things I need to finish watching so that I can do reviews. And I just had an awful experience watching Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. So I wanted to cleanse my palate and watch this video on Soundblue Theater's channel. This was edited together from a party that we had on March 9th in Kansas City. I was away for almost 2 weeks, partial business, partial pleasure. Went up to Kansas City because we were supposed to have a presence at this con, Planet Comic Con, and that kind of fell through. And we didn't have a booth, and it was just kind of like, well, what's the point in being there? And then something very quickly was cobbled together. Okay, we'll have this party, this event for the fans, and we'll have Aaron, our lead composer, come and perform. We'll have some other people perform. We'll have Jeff do a live reading of Book 7 of Dungeon Crawler Carl. We'll mingle with the fans. We did set up a booth and sold some of our little USB cassette things. So the party ended up being a success. It was very well done. And there was a videographer there, one of Aaron's friends. Apparently, this video has been cobbled together of all of the stuff that he took videos of. I have not watched this yet. I haven't even seen any of the raw footage. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this is and kind of reliving the highlights of that evening. I was kind of down in the dumps most of the weekend, and I'll explain to you why perhaps after this video is over. So let's just go ahead and jump into this and see what it looks like. I'm excited. There's Ben. Oh, there's me. Ah! Oh, that's when he did the live reading. This song was Aaron's song.
Something that came in just an hour ago. Haven't read it before in my life. This is a true cold read, everybody. So, hope you enjoy yourselves with this little bit of spoiler. Carl! Is it Garrett? Do you have Garrett? You said he died! I did not say that, and it's not well, it is him, technically, but it's... In all of my life, I've never felt a sense of betrayal this...
Ben has a lot of books.
Mongo and I being replaced. Is that what's happening here? You're replacing us? Don't calm the fuck down.
There's Aaron.
Nobody's replacing anybody. Why haven't you told me about this then? It's the same sort of thing. You're having an affair.
That's one of the other... Yeah, these are our USB cassettes and our narration socks.
How are you ever going to look Mongo in the eye again? That doesn't even make sense. Will you stop freaking out for 1 second and let me explain? Explain?
This is the video on this is these guys are really cool. Man, I love the lighting.
Mongo squawked in confusion. Oh, for fuck's sake. Donut, shut the fuck out. Let me tell you what happened. Then let me pull him out. Pull him out! Why? Is he hungry? Does he want a dinosaur snack? Mongo, stay with mommy.
Oh, Justin. Okay, you guys.
Don't eat him.
Oh, I can't. I didn't know he got that on video. Oh. I have to tell you the story about that. Aww. Aww. I had no idea that was on video. I'm so surprised. Aaron.
The first thing, one of those things I'd seen was Red Town, but this one wasn't. I didn't know if that was because he used to be Brandon's pet or because of my peace signal.
That's me at the booth. I was at the booth pretty much the whole evening. I don't do big crowds, so I was kind of fine off in the corner back here.
Not Garrett. He doesn't even have a name.
No, examine him closely.
Oh, I wish we could have heard some of Aaron's.
Mongo stopped just short of gobbling the baby up, mouth inches away. The little monster made a ridiculously cute.
Aaron J. Morton. Go check him out on Spotify. He's super talented. It's disgusting.
He rolled over inside the dinosaur's mouth, little elephant-like feet waving in the air as he continued to move.
These guys promised they wouldn't be too loud because I told them I can't stand super loud music. And it's usually like really heavy bass that just absolutely drives me nuts, hurts my head. They were okay. There were moments with the drums, got a little loud, but it wasn't terrible. I think I was sitting right close. Yeah, I think I was there. I was sitting right there, right up front with Justin when they were doing that. Okay, so, all right, a little bit of backstory about how the weekend went. So it ended up that, you know, we didn't have the booth at the con because things fell through, and I almost didn't go. I almost decided not to go because we'd found out Justin wasn't going to be there, and I felt like, well, what was the point? I didn't have anything business related to do. Not that I don't want to hang with my sound booth theater peeps, but I want to feel useful. I want to feel like there's something that I'm accomplishing. I know that maybe that sounds really snobby or whatever, but okay, so we go to the con. We don't really have much networking to do at the con. We had this party set up. The party was Saturday night. So I spent some time at the con on Friday, went to some panels. They were interesting, but, you know, didn't really buy anything. Met some author peeps that we're going to be doing books for. It was great to meet them. And then Saturday, we didn't have much time that we could spend at the con because we had to leave by 4 so that we could set up for the party by 6. So I had some panels that I was planning to go to just to kill some time, but the panels I was interested to go to weren't going to happen until towards the end of that time. Well, then Jeff had bought all the comic books he wanted to for the day, and he decided that they were ready to leave, and we hadn't even been there 2 hours. Like, we'd only been there about an hour and a half, hour and 40. And they were going to go off and eat somewhere, and even if they came back to pick me up after they were eating, the panels I was interested in weren't going to start yet. And I didn't want them waiting for me just because I wanted to go to a panel. So I just decided to go with them. But I was feeling kind of bummed, y'all. I was in a mood because I mentioned, well, if I'd known we weren't going to be here but this long, I would have just stayed back at the house and I would have gotten some audiobook work done because I have audiobooks I'm proofing, I'm getting behind. And so I was feeling it's kind of a little bit frustrated, you know, just you know, I'm feeling useless. I'm feeling it's just kind of all by, and Justin's not here. And so that fell through. And because I like when Justin, Jeff, and I can hang because we're kind of like sort of the original 3, not really, but whatever. Justin is one of the earliest guys to join Sound Booth Theater. So I was just feeling very non-productive. I did decide to go ahead to Kansas City because I had plans to go to California to see my brother, and I couldn't change the tickets because they were non-refundable, non-changeable. So anyway, I'm standing there at the table at the booth, and the lady that was standing beside me was one of Jeff's friends, and I was complaining to her about how I felt. And I just said something like, you know, and I'm just feeling like I'm not feeling very constructive. I'm feeling not very useful. I couldn't do my work, and you know, and Justin's not here, and I'm really down about that. And I look up while I'm talking, just kind of looking out at the crowd, and there's Justin. Big, huge, tall, 6'4" Justin. There he is. And I was so surprised, but so happy. And he flew in because 2 days before, something super exciting happened for Sound Booth Theater. I'm not going to go into specifics yet. It's not public knowledge yet, but something really huge for our company happened. And he wasn't there to share in this event. And so he made a last minute decision to show up. And it was so great to see him and to share in this moment with him. And I literally meant it when I said, when I put this picture up of the three of us, Justin and I had this wonderful talk a little bit later towards the end of the party, sat down and we were talking, and a lot of heart-to-heart conversation, because they really are like family to me. I love these people so much, seriously, and they are so special. I'm not kidding when I said that it made my entire weekend when he showed up, because I was just kind of like, and it just like everything was just so happy after that. And I don't know, I was just in a mood, but it was great to see him. And I had no stinking idea that this was being videoed. Yeah, see, he surprised Jeff.
Don't eat him.
It's just like I couldn't get to him fast enough. I was so happy. Anyway, so that was my time in Kansas City. Leaving Kansas City to go to California was so awful, because I was supposed to fly from Kansas City to Phoenix and then to Burbank. The flight to Phoenix kept being delayed and delayed and delayed, and I didn't have a big window of time. I think I had less than an hour before I could connect to my flight from Phoenix to Burbank. And then, like they would come on the PA system and they would say, the captain is letting us know that he doesn't know anything. Oh, that's real helpful. And then later they announced that, well, it has something to do with pressurization and they need to get that fixed because obviously, you can't fly if the plane's not pressurized. And then they announced the new departure time and the arrival time in Phoenix, which was when my other plane was going to be leaving. So I said to the lady at the desk, I'm going to miss my connecting. She put me on a flight to Dallas that was also going to Burbank. Okay, whatever. I'm not making much progress west. I'm just going south pretty much. So made it to Dallas just fine. Get to Dallas, get on that plane. Got there as they were boarding because it was a little close. I had to get on the stupid tram, and the tram that I got on did almost an entire loop to where I needed to go. So by the time I got off the tram, I had no chance to stop, take a breath, go to the bathroom, whatever, So I get on the plane and I decided to take a bathroom break before the plane even took off because I was sitting by the window. I didn't want to crawl over the people during the flight. Get seated, ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the captain. We're just doing some maintenance checks and we'll be on our way shortly. And I knew as soon as he said that, oh no. And we sat on the plane and sat on the plane and sat on the plane for about an hour to an hour and a half, close to an hour and a half. And then they came on the PA and let us know, the speaker system, and let us know it was peeling paint. They'd had to investigate the origin of the peeling paint. And so I was supposed to have gotten into Burbank at 6:45 local time. I ended up not getting in until 10 something local time. And my brother he came and picked me up, but he had to get up at 4:20 in the morning to go to work, because that's the shift he's on for his dispatch job. So that was annoying. Then on the way home, get on the plane in Burbank, fly to Dallas, and then from Dallas, supposed to come back home. On the plane to Dallas, and I'm watching our time on the computer and also on my phone on the app. And I noticed the time was saying, we're going to land in 27 minutes. No, it says we're going to land in an hour and 15. What is going on? And then it was like, well, we should have landed by now. Pilot gets on the speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, as you may have noticed, we've been flying in a holding pattern around Dallas for, I don't know how long we'd been flying in this stupid holding pattern. A lot of airplanes had been flying in a holding pattern because Air Force One was landing in Dallas. So I'm looking at the time. Oh my gosh. We're going to land right around the time, close to the time my plane is boarding. We land, waiting and waiting and waiting. It's like 10, 15 minutes. I'm still waiting to get off the stupid plane because everybody and their mother just had to get off. They couldn't sit back and wait, even though they knew we had connecting flights. Most people still wanted to just go ahead and get off. And I'm all the way at the back. I'm still on the plane and my other plane is boarding. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be stuck in Dallas. Get off the plane. And I practically ran with this big ass heavy backpack and my suitcase I'm dragging behind me. Fortunately, it was in the same terminal, but it was towards the end. Like I had to walk many, many gates down And I get there right as they're boarding, like, group 5, and I was group 9, and, huffing and puffing and, make it on the plane. It didn't help that our plane from Burbank left 25 minutes late, even though the time that they said we left was not accurate. That was a lie. We left 25 minutes later than that. So, it was just a heck of a time. I've never had so much trouble flying, and this was American. I've never had this level of issue flying before. Even when I've had issues with, like, let's say, Frontier, whatever. It was just such a pain in the butt, and I was so glad to finally be home. Anyway, the trip to California was nice. I was able to finally meet Polly from Latino Slant and see Chris Gorgian. I went to their movie night meetup thing where we saw the American Society of Magical Negroes. We all hated it. It was terrible, but it was great to meet some of them. I met also Dante from Verbal Riot and some other people. I think one of the ladies there, her channel is Baggage Claim, and so it was great to talk with her a bit. And so yeah, all that was nice, but it is good to be back and getting back into the routine of things and trying to get caught up on some things I got behind on. So this rant went a little bit longer than I meant for it to, but yeah, that's kind of like a recap of my time away. So yeah, that's about all I have to say about this. I'm going to wrap this up and we'll see you in another video. Bye.